Hello, this is Dr. Do again. This video is outside of medicine. Continue with reading Psalm. I finished the Psalm 55. I'm going to move on to Psalm 56. I'm going to read it. Psalm 56. For the director of music, to the tune of A Dove on Distant Oaks, of David, a Michtam, when the Philistine had seized him in Gath. Be merciful to me, O God, for men hotly pursued me. All day long they press their attack. My slanderers pursue me all day long. Many are attacking me in their pride. When I am afraid, I will trust in you. In God, whose word I praise. In God I trust, I will not be afraid. What can mortal man do to me? All day long they twist my words. They are always plotting to harm me. They conspire, they lurk, they watch my steps, eager to take my life. On no account let them escape. In your anger, O God, bring down the nations. Record my lament, list my tears on your scroll. Are they not in your record? Then my enemies will turn back when I call for help. By this I will know that God is for me. In God, whose word I praise. In the Lord, whose word I praise. In God I trust, I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? I am under vow to you, O God. I will present my thank offerings to you. For you have delivered me from death, and my feet from stumbling, that I may walk before God in the light of life. So this is the Psalm 56. For the direct music, to the tune of A Dove on Distant Oak, of David, a Michtam. And when the Philistine had seized him in Gath. So this is the tune of this psalm is A Dove on Distant Oak. I think it's probably settled the melody, and the word probably is Michtam. It's a special format for written. It's like there are a lot of ancient time. For example, in China, the poem or ancient poem has different styles. It's very well formatted. For example, some of them have 5 letters or 5 characters and 5 characters. It's very well laid out. Probably this Michtam is the same. You have it's a format for the a literal term. So you have to fill in the letters or in the way they require either the rhyme or the number of words or the tone, whatever. But when the Philistine had seized him in Gath, if I recall, the encounter of David with Philistine was the first time he killed Goliath, and the last time he was insane in Philistine's camp, and the Philistine actually seized or destroyed Saul, and then he claimed king. So in between of this, I don't know. I really couldn't figure when the Philistine seized him in Gath. I imagine it's the last time, or Philistine seized him and he calling for God, probably answer him, and the Philistine attack Israel, attack Saul. So then he gained his throne. It could be, maybe it's not, but I'll double check about this, and you can check it too. Be merciful to me, O God, for men hotly pursue me. All day long they press their attack. My slanderers pursue me all day long. Many are attacking me in their pride. So this is, it looks like the enemy is in front of him. The slanderers pursue me all day long. Many are attacking me in their pride. So they attack me, they pursue me, and ask God be merciful. When I am afraid, I will trust in you. In God, whose word I praise. In God I trust, I will not be afraid. What can mortal man do to me? So after laying out the situation, request or plea, be merciful, because the situation is really bad, and then ask, but when I'm afraid, I will trust in you. I still trust, it's faith. And in God whose word I praise, in God I trust, I will not be afraid. What can mortal man do? So because of God, then the mortal man cannot do anything to him. Spiritually, he is with God. He has faith. So that strengthens his physical strength and faith, and are not afraid. All day long they twist my words. They are always plotting to harm me. They conspire, they lurk, they watch my steps, eager to take my life. Imagine this is real. This is the situation real, not just only for David. He's a king, probably the people around him was more vicious. But we all have those kind of moments in the life, not just one moment, a lot of times. People just twist the words and plot it, and to probably it happened. A lot of people twist the words. Doesn't mean to harm you, but just to do good for themselves. But indirectly, it's harm you or harm us. So this is the same situation. Those people just plot to harm, twist the words, plot to harm David, and they conspire, they lurk. They watch each step, eager to take my life. So they just like follow you, and it's like the lurking, creeping, and also just follow you and to watch you. If you have a little slippery, probably at the edge of the stairs, they just use a finger to push you down. So this is probably happen like this. They just keep watching him. If there's a little fault, they will destroy. A little possibility, they will destroy him. So this is quite interesting. They conspire the lurk, so it means it's creeping to watch closely. On no account let them escape. In your anger, O God, bring down the nation. So this looks like the enemy refers to the Philistine, because he asked God, please bring down the nation, or could be some other nations, but I did not mention. Record my lament, list my tears on your scroll. Are they not in your record? Don't you think God have suffered enough? What a faith. We should ask the same question. Don't you think God will have suffered enough? I mean, David is question his God, the God he believed, because he had the faith, and he knew he was the chosen one. So then my enemies will turn back when I call for help. By this I will know that God is for me. In God whose word I praise, in the Lord whose word I praise. In God I trust, I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Again it said, what can man do to me? So this is saying the same thing. So if God, please record my tears in your scroll and your record, then my enemy will turn back when I call for help. By this I will know that God is for me. God whose word I praise, in God whose word I praise and I trust, I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Second time ask, what can man do to me? So means if I have God, I trust God and I trust the Lord, so then the enemy cannot do anything about me. Again, it's a faith and calling loud, calling from the heart. I am under vows to you, O God. I will present my thank offerings to you, for you have delivered me from death and my feet from stumbling, that I may walk before God in the light of life. So this is the last part. Is the promise. A promise from God and a promise from Him to God. So it's two sides. So he will bring thanksgiving to the God if God saved him last time, and God did. And he did present thanksgivings. I think he even tried to build a temple, but Nathan or some other prophecy said you cannot do it. Probably it's in Solomon's time. But anyway, so this is Psalm 56. It's a very interesting piece. And again, I do not know what is the circumstances. In Gath, he was seized by Philistines. Is that the last one? The last at his military, he took he led the military in the desert, and somehow Philistine seized he fought the Philistine at the same time, tried to stay away from Saul's pursuit. So then probably during the fight with the Philistine, he was seized. And actually something, if I recall right, this is he was seized. It turned out it was good for him. So then Philistine eventually, because his army was not in Philistines, not to fight with Philistine. So Philistine have the whole energy to deal with Saul. So then probably, and then he gained the throne eventually. But this is just only from my memory. I will double check. But anyway, so regardless what kind of encounter between him and a Philistine, but you can tell he's very anxious, and again, in his life before he became a king, probably a lot of moment of life or death. So this is another moment. So the enemies, either the nation, the enemy from other nation, or the political enemies, slanderer, or making twisted words to try to animate to destroy him, and so cause a lot of agony. So this is the Psalm 56. I'm going to stop here. The Psalm is short, but it's longer than expected. But again, I see faith, I see real, and I see the heart of King very brave to argue with confidence. I'm going to stop here. Thank you for watching. You can read and interpret in your own way. I'll see you next time.